So there's this creature, Godsire, that I keep looking at. I keep thinking it's really cool and just big and beastly. Cost 8 for an 8/8 with vigilance, which, I mean, the curve is not good anymore, especially for those mana costs. But you can tap it and put an 8/8 beast into play that's red, white, and green. And then you just do it over and over again, and it's cool. And Godsire had something to do with stuff in the story. It's pretty awesome. But I just thought, like, what is this guy? Like, what is it? And then I was looking through the Shards of Alara cards, and I noticed Behemoth's Herald. You can pay 2 and a green, tap it, sacrifice a red creature, a green creature, and a white creature. Search for Godsire, put it into play. 4 mana, 3 creatures, boom. You got an 8/8. It's a cool way to cheat things out. These are such awesome cards. I love this. I started looking through more of those cards, and lo and behold, there's one for each color. And each color triad that was in this set. Really cool. And I think there's more effects that need to be like this. These cards search for a specific card, so you're not just like, oh, search for anything, I'd put it in your hand, right? This is like, okay, you got to make sure you have that in your deck. It's not in your graveyard, and it's like accessible. So it just, like, it's not that broken. Plus, these kind of things, you're sacrificing multiple things and paying for it, and then you get it. It's kind of a fun way to be able to process all this stuff and get it out. But yeah, Behemoth's Herald, that gets Godsire there, and tap it, put an 8/8 into play. Just awesome. Just big beefy beast. I love the big stuff. Red one, Dragon's Herald, same thing, but you sacrifice a black, a red, and a green creature, and you search for Hellkite Overlord, and you've probably seen that card before too, right? It's a flying trample haste 8/8 with fire breathing, and you can regenerate it. You've probably seen Hellkite Overlord by itself, and you've never seen Dragon's Herald before, or you've seen opposite, where you're like, oh, what the heck's Hellkite Overlord? I don't know. I'm just looking through bulk at a shop, right? And you just pass it. But these are so fun to me, and it's like 20 cents for these cards. And then you get Hellkite Overlord, and that's not very expensive either. And I think Godsire might be the most expensive one, but it's like $4. And just, I think these are really quite something. I love the design for these, and it's not just giving it to you. You have to jump through some hoops, but then you get it, and it feels like you've accomplished something really cool. Black one, Demon's Herald. And they all cost the same. It's one mana, and then 2 in a whatever color it is to sacrifice it. Blue, black, and red creature, sacrifice those. Search for Prince of Thralls. Put it into play. This one, some of these aren't very good in comparison to, like, Godsire. Hellkite Overlord and Godsire are by far the best ones. Prince of Thralls has a 7/7. It says, whenever permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield under your control unless that opponent pays 3 life. Okay, I'm thinking of the other one. This one's actually pretty decent. There's another one that I'm like, that's not very good. This one, however, is like, whenever permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard. You just get it, unless they pay 3 life. That's just kind of tedious. Like, they sacrifice their Sakura Tribe Elder. Hey, you want to give that to me? Or do you want to pay 3 life? And all it takes is 3 creatures. Because this one counts itself. It doesn't have to be another black creature, right? You can sacrifice. Or I guess you do have to. I think you can sacrifice it itself. Wait, let's see. Can you sacrifice it? You may sacrifice the Herald itself. Yeah, it says right there. So, sacrifice itself, 2 other creatures. They could be hybrid colors or whatever. And then you put it into play, bypassing that big mana cost. Blue one, I think this is the one that's not as good. But Sphinx's Herald, this one's actually an artifact creature on top of doing this stuff. Sacrifice a white, blue, and black creature. Search for Sphinx Sovereign. Put it into play. Sphinx Sovereign. Flying 6/6. Beginning of your end step, you gain 3 life if it's untapped. Otherwise, each opponent loses 3 life. Sounds like, It's only 6/6 for 8 mana. which isn't very good, and it only does like 3. I guess it'll do. It's like 9 damage between 3 people, but it's less good. Sometimes it happens all the time. There's always one in the cycle that's not as good, but still, the fact that this can search for it is fun, and again, I like that. And lastly is Angel's Herald. It's the white one. Sacrifice a green, white, and blue creature. Search for a card named Imperial Archangel. You've probably seen this one from Double Masters, probably, maybe. Flying Shroud. All damage that will be dealt to you is dealt to Imperial Archangel instead. It's Archangel or Archangel. I always say Archangel. It's dealt to Archangel instead. So yeah, that's just kind of fun. Kind of a neat card. Again, I think if I'm to rate these, I think Hellkite Overlord and Godsire are almost like they're pretty neck and neck for me. This is in red, so you can get it haste pretty easily. So you could easily swing with it and then make an 8/8 beast to block with. Dragon, and then Hellkite Overlord I think is the second. I think those two are pretty interchangeable depending on who you talk to. And then there's Prince of Thralls, I think is next. It's pretty cool. Imperial Archangel is probably after that, and then Sphinx Sovereign is definitely the last one. This one's fun, but you might have to jump through a few hoops, or it might die just once to protect you, just once, or you give it indestructible just all the time, and that's kind of annoying. But anyway, yeah, that's my Godsire story, and I'm sticking to it. I love these card designs. It's just able to search up something, and it's very specific. It's not that broken, because there's like 3 hoops you have to get through. You have to have this out, you have to wait a turn, and then you have to have 2 other creatures out to sacrifice, and then at least, and then you have to do it. So it's like 3 or 4 steps you have to jump through to get the card you want, and I just think that's really fun. So what do you guys think of these cards? Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, and make sure while you're down there, check out that TCGplayer affiliate link, Milkman Proxy affiliate link, and the Arcane Fortress affiliate link as well. You'll get discounts on some of those, and it really helps the channel. It helps the channel grow. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you join me next week for your weekly dose of magic.